Walter White is back. Morning, guys, or actually evening. This is 11:55, and we're on June 24th, which makes day 10. And I'm sorry, guys, but I got that wild hair up my backside again. I'm getting restless, and I need to hit the mainland Penang again and start pedaling south. How far south, I don't know. The weather was calling for around noon. Yesterday was calling for noon to be a little showery. But weather looks great, man. I'll wait until about 9 o'clock tomorrow. But I mean, things can change, obviously. So I'm all packed up and I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna start the Strava, which I forgot to do yesterday. But instead of encircle the island, I've been here four nights. I think that's long enough. There's still other parts of Malaysia I really want to see. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop on the old chitty chitty bang bang here and start pedaling. And I'm gonna be starting Strava, y'all. Here we go. Off to the ferry first. Okay, same thing with the cashless payment. Same thing with the cashless payment. So, it's just credit card. There it goes. And that's all it is. No ticket or anything, just tap and go. And while we're waiting for the ferry, I'm going to pump up my tires a little. The air is getting a little low on them. Hey guys, I'm only south of Penang right now. I haven't made it out of Penang. I've only done 35 kilometers. I figured it's about time to do an update because I just kind of been zoning and pedaling, and it's 5:35 right now. So I'm gonna pedal all the way up to dark. I've actually noticed some really good spots that I could have just pulled over and camped, but I'm finding so many really good spots along the way. I figured there'll be more down the way, but I want to make some kilometers, you know. So yeah, so right now I decided to fill up my belly. So I got a nasi lemak from nasi lemak from KFC. I know it's not really, but I got one this morning too for the first time. It was only three ringgit, so that would be less than $1. And so I'm gonna try another one. And actually, I just came for the spicy chicken potato bowl. I like the ones in America better because they got the cheese on them, but I still like potatoes regardless. So I'm on the one. For you guys, then in post edit, I'll throw in which road I'm actually on, and I have the Strava running, so you can just check the Strava on which road I'm on, but it's the one. I tried to veer away to see if one of the other freeways was better, but it wasn't. The one's the best, the most direct, and although you can see behind me it's busy, it's not as nearly as busy as the other one. I don't remember what the other one was, E something. But anyway guys, I'm gonna go in, get something to eat, and then I'll be pedaling down the road again. Okay, there you go. Authentic nasi lemak. I know it's not. I actually something a little more authentic this morning, but it's anchovies, egg, cucumber, rice. Technically, it's supposed to have some type of bean right there. This is actually what I came in for. This was actually this little meal, like less than 8 ringgits. So actually, like less than $2. So that's actually comparably to the United States, that's good. This is also $8 or 8 ringgit, so $2. So yeah, I know you guys are screaming at me that, you know, that's not authentic and stuff, but I actually just saw it on on the menu, the nasi lemak, and came with a soda. I was gonna get a soda anyway, so I figured it was worth the deal. I actually came in for the potato ball, so, but I'm gonna fill up and move along. Anyway guys, I'm gonna eat and move along. I'll have a story for you guys or something later. Let me think one up. Hey guys, I changed the background. I wasn't sure what you guys were staring at, an advertisement or something, so I figured I'd jump in and talk about something because I haven't filmed much, and I figured I'll throw in some of me talking about, you know, a hobo rambling. Maybe not a story, but we'll talk about the direction of their channel or something like that, what we were talking about yesterday. I know Doug's actually been talking, you know, I'm getting advice from Doug, from Planet Doug, and he talked about how he enjoyed the simplicity of the thumbnails and the titles and stuff like that, and how well organized. And that's probably because our generation's more like a little more structure and stuff, where the younger generation's like more flashy, you know, and the colors and stuff like that. But he also talked about the what's called the Malaysia effect, for a better word or for less. You know, it's that a lot of Malaysians like watching people from YouTube come in and try out their local food and stuff like that, and that's where an increase in viewership, and with viewership, you know, affects the, you know, the YouTube little bots, and they start sending it out to more people and stuff like that. And hence one of the why possibly like Let's Go Cycling got popular just within his time frame, and maybe it wasn't all to do with the thumbnails and stuff. But one thing I don't, you know, Doug talked about, and I feel the same way, is I like the organization and the structure of having everything, you know, lined up in sequential order and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't want my likes and my, you know, my preferences to hamper the growth of the channel. Because if the growth of the channel stops and I become basically irrelevant, you know, then my channel dies. And if my channel keeps growing, and then if it keeps growing and I keep progressing and I become more professional and stuff like this, you know, it gives me something to do. So like right now, I'm just starting to really like with Think Media and Think Podcast, vidIQ. These are channels on YouTube, but they also offer very good information, and vidIQ offers some good tools and stuff like this. So I'm in the process of learning. So you're going to see me continue. I mean, you've seen me grow up to this point. You saw me start with my camera. The ones that have been with me a long time, like John, James, David, you guys know who you are. I have a few of you guys from the very beginning. You got to see how I learned the editing, how I learned to put in the text, and I try to be completely open about my learning process, and I want to continue along with that. I want this to be more of a community-based thing. So, I wouldn't even mind, like, if I wanted to change the titles, like throw out just a generic thumbnail and have you guys name it, like someone said about yesterday's, the big catch, or, the catch that almost got away, or whatever, good title. But at the same time, I like to keep my organization. So, regardless, so this is just a learning process. I'm gonna have to tweak and different things like this. So if I run into something, I do something with the channel that you guys don't like, I want to make sure that I'm more focused on building a community, which I kind of wanted to do that from the get-go. I mean, at first above all, it's just a documentation and a journal of my travels, it really is. And I set a goal, Vietnam. I accomplished that. I carried it over to Cambodia. I carried it over to Thailand. And then I reset a new goal, and that new goal is, can I do 1 year? Can I do a year of my life and videotape every single day? Well, I'm halfway through that goal, so why not continue? So I'm going to be in the process of putting my headphones on, rolling and listening to like Think Podcast or something, absorbing this information and slowly tweaking my channel. But don't worry, guys, I'm going to keep American Hobo authentic and true to American Hobo. And this is still going to be a daily vlog, a journal for myself, but also my community. So any ideas and stuff, please, jump over and try and get on the Telegram. Telegram's a pretty good board for you can put up PDFs and stuff where you don't have to, you don't have to set up a link. You can actually throw it directly on the site. You can share photos, audio. You can do, but I know it might not be a platform that you guys are familiar with, but it's a pretty good platform, and the only reason I'm using it is because it's the one I'm familiar with. And that's something else I need to do, is start branching out into some of the other medias. Like my Facebook went dormant because I no longer use it. I've never really used Instagram too much, but I know that's a preferred platform and all this. It's just YouTube takes up so much damn time. So so guys, I'm just in the process of trying to become more professional and stuff like this, because I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the challenge of learning something new. It's like going to college all over again, I really enjoyed going to community college to learn about casinos, casino management, casino hotel management. I paid my way through that. While I was working as a security guard in the casino in Las Vegas, I was going through the community college and paying for classes. And sometimes I would overbite, take too many classes, try and squeeze a third one in there, and I wouldn't get any sleep whatsoever. I go from school to work, get off and take a shower, go back to another class, and I didn't juggle it always properly. But anyway, guys, I'm having this discussion because, like I said, above all, just what I was listening to today is that with the new AI actually coming out and filming so many videos and stuff, that it's such a big AI takeover that these videos are really just spewing out information, and it's very shallow because there's no real life experience. So now Google and stuff like this is starting to base more of their viewerships and stuff like this upon, is it really have real life, situational experience? Was this something that actually, you can't have AI with an experience. It just doesn't have an experience. It has the knowledge and the information that it can regurgitate to you, but it can't tell you a story about its life. That's something that happened. And so I kind of have that going for me, because I just, I have a life up to this point that I've tried to pack with as many adventures as possible, but the whole time I was just doing it for myself, and it cost me. It cost me not the ability to have a family of my own. I had dad, mom, and all that stuff, but it cost me the security of having a job, a house, and all this. But that was something I chose. There's certain people that are made for the work world, right? And certain people that are just not made for that world, and they're made for this other world that I live, this world of traveling around and being free, and you give up the security of the roof and the security of the car and the fiance. I mean, I did all that too. That was my way of figuring out which one am I. Am I this fiance, car, 9 to 5, working every day just to pay for my the things that I have, or do I want to have nothing over here but have all freedom? And so, it was one of those things I had to think which one, and eventually I was like, this one. So that's how I'm the American Hobo, right? Or a American Hobo. There's a lot of us out there, and not just in America. There's probably, this is a worldwide thing. But yeah, guys. So anyway, I just wanted to do that. That's what's going on with me, and So I figured I'd fill up a little time, almost 10 minutes with me just blabbing. So anyway, guys, yeah, I want to still keep this interactive, you know, so I always enjoy your guys' feedback. I'm holding the camera higher. I'm going to start trying to narrate my rides a little better. But I'm not going to be a Wikipedia of knowledge. I'm just not, I don't got the time to actually do as much studying as you. You know who I'm talking about, Doug. You want to see knowledge, jump over to Planet Doug. He's got lots of knowledge about every spot he goes. I'll just stick to watching his videos. All right, guys. Anyway, that's me, and that's my what we're going to be doing. At least I'm going to be doing, and hopefully you guys just help me out. You guys are going to be my peer review. So I'm going to ask for your advice and stuff. And if you see something you don't like, so change that I don't like, jump up and tell me, and I'll stop doing it. As long as it's the majority vote. Like if you're the one person that dislikes it and everybody else likes it, sorry, you lose. But all right, guys, I'm gonna eat. All right, everyone, we're back out on the road. Unfortunately, this is the road that I'm on. Not a lot to film on it, so I mean, it's still way better than the roads that were in Vietnam. That was a nightmare. But this is one of the busier roads, so this is kind of like how it's been most of the time. But I've only gone 35 kilometers, so. Once I get out of Penang, it should get a little nicer, but yeah, once I get out of Penang, it should be a lot nicer, so. Look, even like right there, it's an open field. Oh, that's actually looks like an old graveyard. But even maybe on the outskirts of that, I could find a spot to camp and stuff like that. So this place is offering a lot of good spots, possibilities for camping. All right. I'm looking for a spot to camp right now. I have like maybe 5 more minutes of daylight here. I saw this spot, but it's a locked gate. I'm not saying that's what I'm super concerned about. If you look, let's see if I can get a good view. It is a field that goes back a little ways. That's not a, so right there, you can see it's a field that goes back a little ways. Doesn't look like much trees. But if I stick out just a little farther on the one here, I'll come up to this more desolated area, and I think that's what I'm going to go for. Obviously, I'll be trespassing on someone's property, but I'll be a little farther out of town. So that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't look that much farther. It's to be out of town, let's say another 3 kilometers. So I'll be pulling up to that area here about dark, but yeah, hopefully I'll be able to find something. But yeah, I need to find a spot to camp. So I'll be going out that way. The sun's set, and I'm going over the railroad tracks right now on the bridge. I decided to pause while I'm up top. Google satellite view showed This is Palm Grove Farms out here. So while I'm on an elevated area, trying to get a bird's eye view of a possible camping area. That's the bridge I came up from that side. Yeah, you see. Yeah, this whole palm growth all the way out here. Sorry, I had to change the settings. I had it on that way I can point it down a little bit better. Yeah, I think I'll take the bridge down, maybe come in from this side here. Yeah, this is actually a very big palm area, like palm trees and stuff like that, palm oil or whatever they're doing. Anyway, I'm gonna head down there, guys. Like I said, it's gonna be dark soon, and I can't see in the dark, so I have a headlamp, but that's just a signature where I'm at. If prefer not doing that. All right, guys. Here's around again. Yeah, this has good potential. Dogs. Don't even think about it, homie. I'll whoop your ass, dog. Yeah, this has good potential. Alright guys, I'm going to put away the camera. I got to get to looking before. I only have like a minute or two left here. But here's the problem. It is 7:56 right now, and the whole palm tree orchard over there has just got this canal that goes all the way down it. There was only one bridge that I actually saw that went over the canal, but it was right in front of someone's house with a bunch of, like, a pack of 6 or 7 not too friendly dogs. They didn't like me at all. One of them got the pepper, but yeah. So yeah, it's already into the dark. I might go back. I did see 2 telephone poles or something like that. Telephone poles or electrical poles or something that were close enough together over by the railroad tracks. I'll double back and go over there. And there was also that other pack of dogs, but they seemed a lot more friendly. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna double back. Alright guys, well, you'll know when I get set up over there. I'll just be camped out right along the road, like right along this one. So anyway, I'm going back, guys. Hey, I know you guys probably can't see me too well, but I changed my mind here again, like I always do. I was so close to the river, this river out here, that I decided to go ahead and make the farther trip out to the river and just see if I could find something. And it's too late now. I gotta find somewhere. So there's a tree right there. There's some boats and stuff. I just hope no one does any night fishing. There's a tree there, and there's a tree right here. So, and there's monkeys hella everywhere out here. So I don't know what that building is right there. But yeah, so they obviously don't want anybody at all in in the palm place over there, because every spot that used to be a road in was dug up, and yeah, now it's just a canal. But anyway, I got to get everything up and climb into my hammock because there's mosquitoes everywhere down here, and I got to get away from these guys. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna say good night, y'all, and yeah, hasta la night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.